Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Raiders and the Panthers, and it's coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it will be the AFC champion Las Vegas Raiders taking on the champions from the NFC, the Carolina Panthers. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. First play from scrimmage, Newton going to throw it. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Touchdown, Carolina! DJ Moore with a first touchdown of the Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Panthers are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The drive starts with a run by White. And he's got room. And out across midfield down to the 45. It's a gain of 34.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead, it works opposite.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude, and I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now, but maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the gun, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
From the red zone now, Newton. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. No gain on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's 2nd and 10. They go quickly here out to Moore. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
One quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. 10-zip our score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go with White on the counter, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's the Raiders punter now. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. This is fielded at the 7. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the 1st half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. To the 43, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Newton. That's out to Chubb, complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive room right here.
Two minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They run again on first down, Chubb, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
On second down, here's Newton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. Off play action, Newton. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Back to throw now in his own end zone.
That's caught by Werner, the tight end.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And it makes it third down and 2 yards to go.
Third and 2.
They'll set up to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here now, Roberts. So it's halftime here on Sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. We welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
On second down, they'll run with White. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw, and that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. So coming up empty here to start the 3rd quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
A solid 12-yard return after the 55-yard punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. On 1st and 10, Newton. Throw left side, but I think the ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up. So potentially a turning point here in the 3rd quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines. Tackle him. Second guy in, tackle the ball.
1st down, here's White. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough at run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9 now.
On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
A lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end, Parham. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They run straight ahead here with White. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll go up the middle with White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. On 3rd, here's an option play right. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this, let's try to get it in the end zone?
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Fights through it. 49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here in Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
Chubb will get the call running left. He stiff arms him. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 there. The Panthers have a first down. They run it again with Chubb. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Newton. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And, oh, that would get a wind-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline. You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it's quickly becoming now or never time in the Super Bowl, trailing by 7 here in the 4th. A pivotal moment in this football game. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. White running to the left. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The 40, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Now still down 1. Here's an utterly critical extra point attempt here. And it is good. There were about 70,000 people about to turn blue from holding their breaths, but it's good, and this Super Bowl is tied. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this Super Bowl has been as good as advertised. Probably one of the best that we've seen in recent memory. All even here in this fourth quarter. They fake the give. Newton. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Newton now to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Defensively, mission accomplished. And now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble. But theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And we have reached the 2-minute warning.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and forever. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And again, it's Chubb. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Well, that sets up a big third down. Now the decision has to be, do you run it here and play for OT, or do you go ahead and press it downfield?
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Newton. Pass complete to Chubb. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Newton. And this is going to be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Derek Brown able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Now back to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
So the Panthers going to get the football first here in overtime as the kick is away. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, CD, we get to see the debut of the brand-new postseason overtime rules. Now, as everybody is learning, both teams are going to be guaranteed an offensive possession. So they might get the ball first here, but a touchdown does not right away win the game.
And we saw many marker games along the way that sparked a lot of conversation. But the Buffalo-Kansas City game, the 2022 playoffs, that really brought about this rule change. What an amazing game, a true classic. Ended in overtime, got Buffalo getting a shot with the football, and the people didn't like that at all. So starting this season, if you make the playoffs, you'll get a chance to answer if the other team scores first. And that way, you get a chance to keep a great game as well as your hopes alive as you chase the big prize.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. They go up the middle with Chubb, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, Their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. First throw in overtime for Newton. And the Raiders have got him. Marquise Bell able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. The defense coming through there, CD, with a big-time play, and they're getting close here to getting off the field and giving their offense a chance to win this ball game.
Their partner, no one's cheering louder after that play than their offensive teammates because they understand how different things would be if instead of going out and needing a touchdown to tie things up, they can run out there with a chance to win the game right there.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. That last defensive stand, and that is the defensive stand of the season. I mean, you get it on this stage in overtime of the Super Bowl, and now you set your offense up here, Charles. All they need is a field goal, and they're world champs.
Agreed, partner. And if I'm calling plays on offense right now, I'm looking at my play sheet, and I'm looking for what plays get the ball to my best players right now. How do they touch it, and who do I trust with the football in this situation? Big-time trophy on the line, championship on the line.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They stay on the ground with White. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 163 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They're going to run this with a tight end. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and we will play on here in overtime.
Oh, that's so deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game, and I'll get it done. But this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Newton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Newton. Oh, and it's intercepted. Chidobe-Awuzie with a pick. And the Raiders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Gigantic play by this defense, Charles. So they came back in the 4th quarter, took the momentum into overtime, and now they take the football.
And how do you think the team that just threw their pick feels right now? They surrendered the lead, got to overtime, had a chance to redeem themselves, and now they put the game in jeopardy with another pick. And guess what? Their defense has to hold.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gets this to Waller. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. A gain of 5. Good enough for the 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're heading towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They go right back to White here on 1st down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 1 overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. Well, if you like drama, especially in the biggest of all games, we are back for the 2nd overtime now in the Super Bowl. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Man, what a battle. I mean, what a game this has turned out to be, Charles, as we're going to have now a 5th drive here in overtime.
I don't know how they're doing it out there because the focus, the concentration, that has to stay as high as the intensity, and it's hard to do with how hard-hitting this game has been. But at this point, you've got kicking in your background. Can you go down there and put one through the post so we can all go home?
I don't think they want me down there, but of course we've said it multiple times. That's all it takes right now. 3 to win it. And the safety, Trayvon Merrick, up to make the play defensively.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Now, do you try for more yardage or get to the spot that your kicker wants? Here's second down. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll take this one down near the 15. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And his kick is good. The field goal is through the uprights, and they've won the Super Bowl. That's it. It's all over. And the Carolina Panthers are your Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.